Hello people and welcome to this new class in where I'm gonna tell you the most important updates in the new version Sketchup 2023. I have to say that they are not so big, they are not important at all, but still we have something, so let's go for it. The first thing that we can notice is that Sketchup 2023 is now able to import Revit files. This is a very nice step, mostly if you work with Revit, but the bad news here is that this importer is just available in this SketchUp Studio version, which is much more expensive than the normal SketchUp Pro. We can read here, import Revit files into SketchUp in a few clicks. So, in my opinion, this is quite strange, and I think that in the future, we will have this importer in SketchUp Pro as well. So in case that you have this SketchUp Studio, you just have to follow these steps, go to File, Import, and here you will have this possibility, Revit Files, and your model will be here ready to work on it. The next tool which deserves to be mentioned is the new Flip tool. We can play the video and we will see how this tool works. Actually, it's quite simple. We used to use before a plugin in order to do this, for example, the Mirror plugin. But now, if I come to SketchUp 2023, we'll find here in the transformation panel this new tool called Flip. So once I select something, I just click on it, and these three different planes in different colors will pop up. I just need to click on one of them, let's say the green one, and we can check how our figure is flipping along that direction. If I draw, for example, a cube, let's extrude it. Now I will draw here another rectangle, push-pull tool, and once we have this figure which is not symmetric anymore, if I select it, Flip tool, then I click on this green plane, one click, and here we have our symmetry. In addition, if I click Ctrl key, we'll be able to make a copy. One click again on this green plane, and here we have our copy and the flip all together. To be honest, these both things are the most important updates in this SketchUp version 2023, although we have some more. If we look carefully in this SketchUp help page, we'll see that we have a window common installer, okay? It says a new installation experience with more options, including studio features. Well, this is not important. Then we have the Revit importer, we saw it already, the Flip tool, and then this large model saving efficiency for saving big models with improved efficiency using multi-threading technology. We used to have some problems in the past when our model was so big, the file was corrupted sometimes, and then thanks to this new technology, our models, our files will be saved safely and in a better way. So this is a good improvement. Then we have this another one called overlays. This is not very important. It's talking about the possibility to use some plugins at the same time as we are modeling in 3D inside SketchUp. If I click on it, we can check that, for example, it is possible to use the Solid Inspector while we are modeling in 3D at the same time. And then the Solid Inspector is gonna say to us the problems that we need to fix while we are modeling. So this is not a big deal, one step backwards. And finally we have this feature, various modeling updates and improvements, including new select options, freehand tool updates, and improvements to the axis tool. Let's see the most important ones. If I come back to SketchUp 2023 and I select the freehand, once I draw this new line, if I click Ctrl plus and I continue hitting plus again, we will see how our line is divided in different segments, and if I click Ctrl minus, those segments will be less and less. So thanks to it, we will have more control on this curve. In order to explain the next tool, I will draw a cycle. I will select the line, right button, explode curve. Once this is done, push-pull tool, second click, Ctrl key, and I will make this another push-pull tool till here. Well, in the previous versions, if we wanted to select just some specific entities as the edges or the surfaces, we had to use a plugin called Selection Toys. Now in this version we have a native tool in order to do almost the same. So for example, if I select this upper part of the cylinder and I click right button, then I move over select, and here we have more options, as this option called deselect edges or deselect faces. I will click this one, deselect edges, so now I have selected just the area and then I could erase it easily. So this improvement is not bad at all. Not big, but not bad. The next one has to do with the eraser. In this version, the eraser works much more better. It is supposed to be much more sensitive, and actually it is. For example, if I hold down the left button of my mouse and I go through all these edges, you can see how all of them have been selected and erased easily. In the previous version of SketchUp, in 2022 for example, when we did this same operation, some of them were still alive sometimes. Now we can do it so fast and it will work perfectly, 100% accurate. So this is good as well, it's improving our workflow, and as far as I love the eraser tool, I appreciate any improvement done on it. More things, the axis. Remember that we have this tool called axis in order to change the position of the global axis, right? In the previous versions, this process was a little bit slow because we had to click many times this axis tool in order to use it. Now, if I, for example, make a group here and I click on this axis tool and I want to change the position inside, for example, this group, I will click again. One click on here, another click on here, and this is the previous mode for doing this stuff, right? Click and click, rotations, and let's say a slow process. But in this new version, 2023, I can just click twice, click, click, and then my axis will be placed there, keeping, that is important, keeping the same position as they were previously. So again, it's not a big deal, but it is something. And finally, let's talk about the arcs. If I draw, for example, a rectangle, and then I select this arc tool, I draw this tangent arc, and once I have still on this tool, this arc tool, thanks to this new version, I can still change the radius. So I should write down the new radius, let's say 5, enter, and you can see how this arc, although it was inside a shape, this rectangle shape, can still change the radius. So this is all about the new features if we are talking about modeling. If we come back to this SketchUp page, then we can read that we have more improvements, but this time related with layout, not with SketchUp. The most important one here is the first one, the possibility to play with the WG references. We are talking about AutoCAD files. I will click on it, and here we can find more and more details. The important thing here that you have to keep in mind is that now if you change your AutoCAD file and it is linked with layout as a reference, then that change will appear in layout as it happens with SketchUp. So again, it's not gonna change our lives, this update, but SketchUp is continue improving. Time to say goodbye now. Heather is the name of this new figure. I hope that you like the class, and don't hesitate that if there is any good update about SketchUp, I will make a new video as soon as possible.